Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Side Panel. I am your host, AJ. This week, we will be reviewing Kingdom, or Of the Planet of the Apes. I had the opportunity to go and see this last night down here at the local theater, which I thoroughly enjoyed. The experience. Not quite rating the movie yet. I'm going to save that for at least, 2 or 3 more seconds. I don't want to ruin it all at one shot. Anyway, so I went and saw the movie last night, and I thought I'd pop on here today and give you my review on it. First off, if you don't know what Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes movie is, good for you. Congratulations. I sometimes wish I didn't get to see trailers or commercials either. But I'm sure everybody has seen the trailers and stuff by now, without trying to get too far into what the movie is about that you haven't seen from the commercials and whatnot. It's basically what it is. The film takes place 300 years after the events of the previous Planet of the Apes film, War for the Planet of the Apes. And it follows a young chimpanzee named Noah, who embarks on a journey alongside a woman named Nova to determine the future for apes and humans alike. In the trailer, you don't really see too much other than a bunch of apes running around, some humans running around. You see the main female character in Nova hanging out with Noah, and as well as an orangutan animal character that we see. I can't get too much into the movie because it'll give away almost everything about it. But let's just say that that I enjoyed the movie. It starts off with a great homage of seeing, it's in the future from the last film, so it's safe to say that Caesar has passed since the last movie. And it shows them laying him to rest, the warrior's funeral on Crest of Fire and everything, that wooden pyre. And then you flash forward 300 years into the future, and here you are seeing these apes now interact with one each other, and apparently there's a bad ape who is trying to take over everything and hurt the Noah's family and tribe. So that's about all I can give you without giving away anything else. Other than to tell you, say perhaps, that the film in itself, it was enjoyable, but the scenes, the scenic backgrounds, the special effects, everything, phenomenal, top job. I thought it was wonderful and great, all that stuff. The story was interesting. But, you could see it coming from a mile away. You knew what was going to happen in all instances of everything. It wasn't like a big surprise or anything like that. And I also felt it was kind of unnecessary. Like, if this is supposed to be a chapter into what the world is like now that Caesar has passed, what they do with his word, and if they followed his teachings or not, this is a very bad example of that. Because it's such a minuscule story in the Planet of the Apes that it almost shouldn't be called Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. It should just be called Side Story of the Planet of the Apes. Because this does not have the scope of the world of the Planet of the Apes, the Planet of the Apes. This is just, seems like something that, a random happenstance. And none of it really seems important as far as what's going to happen in the next episode or the next movie that we get out of the series either. So it seemed convenient. And not just did the movie seem convenient, but everything in the film felt convenient too. How they come across things, how they run across little points in the plot, how the key story moments, Also, there is a female character, a human female character named Nova, who Freya Allen, I mean, gorgeous, just gorgeous. But she's wearing a bra and clothes that fit her perfectly. I don't understand that. It makes no sense. You know, you're 300 years after man has collapsed, you still have a form-fitted bra. Great. Most of the humans on this planet barely speak English, but you've got a bra. That's fantastic. There's other things like that throughout the film that kind of make you think about it for a second. But other than that, I thought it was a great movie altogether. Not something I would call an entry into the Planet of the Apes series, but more of a side story. So, but I wanted to go and see it before it left the theater because I'd seen every single Planet of the Apes film all the way back to like the 70s in the theater. So, I wanted to continue on that kind of tradition that I had going on with these films. So I had to go and see it before it left the theater. And knowing that it is actually leaving the theater sometime next week, before more of the summer blockbusters come out, then I decided, hey, why not go check it out now? And I'm glad I did. It deserves a big screen treatment. And if you get a chance to, before it gets pulled in your neighborhood, then I recommend you go checking it out. It's not a bad movie. It's not a bad story. It's just nothing poignant or substantial to the Planet of the Apes story overall. But go check it out in the theaters if you're a fan of the series like I am, then I urge you to go and enjoy it, because I think you will. So that about wraps it up here for this episode. I think I've rambled on enough and probably bored you guys enough, and, I've said things over and over again in repetitive ways. So I'm going to thank everybody for tuning in. I want to thank, really importantly, give a shout out to Fever Dog and Danny Graham out there. If you guys have a chance, head over to his website. I believe it's feverdog.com. You can look it up. Danny Graham. They have an amazing glam rock band. And the whole band is just beautifully, amazingly talented. He was so gracious enough to allow me to use his music as the intro and exit songs to all the podcasts here on Forbidden Panel. So that's the music you heard coming in, and it's the music that's probably playing right now in the background. So if you get a chance, head over, look up Fever Dog, and give them a try. You'll probably enjoy them as much as I do. So once again, thanks everybody, and I hope you have a good week.